the imagination of the community, where the establishment is only alienating the people because they're interested not in the welfare or the practical problems of the people. They're interested in the bureaucracy and the very efficiently run military industrial complex that the people are supposed to serve to make it even run more efficiently, instead of these agencies and the political system in general being provided for the people, and so the people can receive a benefit not for efficiency but just for human dealings and human relations and the general welfare of the people generally. This is not considered by the leaders of the country. It's not considered by even the local leaders, because they are caught up in this machinery, this military industrial complex that's only interested in its own perpetuation and not interested in people.
How big is the Black Panther Party in Oakland in terms of... When conviction was handed down, you said you had no remorse or ill feeling toward the jury, one member in particular. How do you feel now in terms of your situation and your position? Personally, do you hold this against anyone? Has this changed your attitudes? Or?
I made the statement that I had no remorse or no hostilities against Mr. Harper, who was the foreman of the jury. And I explained then that I felt that Mr. Harper thought in good faith that he was doing the best thing in my interest, and this was a compromise. I believe that he engineered a compromise, and I think he did this simply because he saw that he couldn't get an acquittal, even though he believed in my innocence. He saw that he could get an acquittal, and instead of getting a hung jury where I would have to face a first-degree murder charge the second time, and maybe with an all-white jury, because the district attorney would probably have been upset by the outcome of the trial. He was afraid that I would have an all-white racist jury and that I would be convicted of maybe first-degree murder. So I believe he engineered the compromise. I believe that there were some people on the jury who wanted me to be convicted of first-degree or second-degree murder. But Mr. Harper saw the injustice, and that he thought he was doing the right thing, which I don't agree with him. I would rather have been tried again with a hung jury than tried again on all of the charges.
Do you plan to do any type of writing about your experiences or what has happened to you? Do you have plans for a book or anything?
Yes. A book is coming out in a few weeks. It's called The Minister of Defense, and it's a collection of essays that I wrote, and the introduction is by Eldridge Cleaver. So this is one book that's finished, and these essays, most of them were written before I went into jail. Now I plan to do another work, and it will be a definition to the Panthers' philosophy and to their approach to the political situation here in America. This will be more or less an ideology of the Black Panther Party.
Can you comment on the prosecutor's line of questioning?
Yes, I think this trial is becoming even more ridiculous. Orloff is trying to cover himself on Jeanette Isles that signed a statement that she witnessed the shooting and also said that I did the shooting. They found out that she was in jail at the time. Du Bois, defense attorney, according to my knowledge, found this out. But now he wants to say that I put a witness up to testify against me on a murder charge. So I guess he would assume then I put Lee Bowie up to testify against me, and Jenkins. I I doubt if he's checked those two people out. My defense now is to try with all of our efforts to go through and try to find out where Lee Bowie was, not Lee Bowie, but Jenkins was at the time. We know where Lee Bowie was because we already have that testimony. But I wonder why would the district attorney attempt to go so far as to defend a murderer like Bowie, and why would they be so interested in condemning an innocent man?
The prosecutor suggested that
Drop this case now, and the judge should give me a directed verdict of acquittal.
Do you know any of the acquaintances of Jeanette Isles?
No, I don't. I've never heard the name Jeanette.
About the Black Panther Party, and you did as well from the stand today. What effect has this trial had and is having on the party at this point?
Well, it's having a very bad effect upon the spirit of the party because I'm facing a life imprisonment. And Orloff might think this is some sort of game, but this trial deals with my very life. And the party is in support of me, as well as the community is in support. And everyone who sits, all the friends who sit in the courtroom, more and more see how ridiculous this trial is.
Well, you say that it has had a bad effect on the party. Has membership dropped? You testified today that it dropped to 200 when you came back from Cuba.
Well, they didn't drop to 200 when I came back from Cuba. I was asked earlier in 1966, 67, what was the membership of the party? It's about 10,000, about 50,000 supporters. And through the years of harassments, jailings, murders such as Fred Hampton and Mark Clark, who was murdered there in Chicago by the police. Fred Hampton was asleep when he was machine gunned. All of these things caused the party to slowly lose membership. So the number 200 didn't happen just when I got back from Cuba. It was over a long period of time.
the prosecutor seems to be saying if you had on the night of the shooting, why did you go to Cuba?
I say that, the reason I went to Cuba was because I was afraid to work out a defense. And I came back from Cuba, and I think that this is another manifestation of government mistreating citizens.
Huey, can I ask you one question here?
How you doing?
What about the allegations of fear in the courtroom and this whole idea of an assassination that came up yesterday? What do you say to that?
Well, I came back to this country intending to stand trial because certain information had been revealed through the Freedom of Information Act on the conspiracies of the CIA to tear down the party, its character, and me in particular. Now, I think it's absurd for me to go to trial on the eve of my preliminary and be involved in something that hundreds of Panthers. I've been back here 3 months, and I don't think I should be held responsible for the behavior of a person who happens to be a Panther, just as Carter is not responsible for every Democrat. This person had said that has taken pictures with me. That's quite possible. Matter of fact, after I saw the picture in the paper, I remember casually speaking to this person. I don't know whether the person was an agent provocateur working for the police or else someone attempting to help me in a very unwise way. At any rate, that I don't promote that kind of behavior, and of course, as anyone will see, would only do damage to me. Our case, we can show that Crystal Gray is a liar. We can show that the police had put great pressure upon Collins to lie, and now that for some reason he's not cooperating and with the DA, and the DA is very upset about it. But at any rate, I'm not guilty of anything. Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
I'll see.
You should be a lawyer.
I went 2 years.
Question, so
Okay. We'll have to wait.